significance of the technologies on the one side, it's the reshaping of your entire ecosystem as well. So from this perspective, if I want to see what's happening today, we need this number of days to bring the change in the number of the decades of the life. So we have to accept this realization. It's the rebirth of the global economy. I am living in the new world. This is the first realization. So from this perspective, we have to learn the dynamics of the new world. Traveling from the window, where we have the understanding of a cottage industry, today we are speaking higher towards the fourth and the fifth industry revolutions. I think it's a realization. Looking into the global perspective, the realization that I think we have to give the reorientation. We need to have the leadership today who could realize the significance of the disruptive landscape. Your global economy is more disruptive today. You have to see the perspective if you want to acclimatize. So bring a navigation that can better acclimatize the changing landscape. You call it the academic leadership. You call it the financial leadership. You have to set the navigation for the economic outlook. Every aspect that is coming with the realization that you have to bring acclimatization, that is with closing the loop of everything. In fact, the world is moving by design. If you have to map the today's drive with the futuristic drives, so you have to bring this realization. So from this perspective, the strand of my voice of expression that want to bring different areas of the significance. For me, something is more important than education. That is your imagination. So you have to think about reorientation. You have to think about reimagination. It's a time to have a recalibration. It's a time to have, you need to bring, that is the reorientation, I would say. It's only possible where you want to see what's happening with the pulse of the world. So it's a bigger perspective. What is the navigation of the world? What's the navigation of Pakistan? And how we have to bring the Pakistan that is in the line with the best practices of the global world. So from this, the bigger perspective, where we are the part of the global economy, which is more disruptive, I want to see sorry, it's not working. So I want to see the path-breaking initiatives that we have. My drive is coming towards the Business Roundtable 2019. The Business Roundtable, that was one of the reorientation of the corporate world. It is the forum that has been engaged with the association of the top 200 CEOs of the different listed companies of America. They have the oath-taking ceremony. They have this realization that we have to come up with the approach which is more a stakeholders-oriented approach. If we want to see investors' perspective, that is more towards the wealth maximization. But this roundtable, it has changed the orientation of the entire world. The companies, the businesses, you are the part of society. You are mapping with the society, you are mapping with the economies that have to come up with the advocacy that we have to protect, we have to watch, and we have to serve the interests of every stakeholders. So they have this realization that we have to be more concentrated with the understanding of a stakeholders-oriented approach. If we have this expression that is coming from one of the biggest capitalist world, they have this realization that we have to protect the environment as well. We have to integrate sustainability. So I think it is one of the path-breaking initiatives that we have. So looking into the perspective of this, the roundtable, the business conversation that we have, if we want to bring how it's possible. All these developments, they're happening by design. You have to bring the turnarounds, you have to bring the execution, and these executions are only possible by design. On the one side, you have the principality of the responsible investments that we give a voice of the UNPRI. You have the rubric of the SDGs, 17 Sustainable Development Goals are there. How you have to bring a navigation, your social navigation, your financial navigation, your governance, your environment. You have to come up with this mapping by design. So it's a time where we have to bring a change in the perspective of your capital markets as well. Our capital markets are more having the experience of the revolutions. But if I want to see the capital markets of my country, I couldn't find the capitalization that is happening by design. The companies, they are capitalizing the private equity. Companies, they are capitalizing public equity. Companies, they are having their dial-ups for the debt financial models. But we are not working by design. So we have to bring a capitalization of the sustainability. So end of the day, we have to bring this integration of the sustainability, that is, from the governance side, we have to bring the regulations that will bring this application, that the companies, they have to bring the best financial practices. Your financial practices, that is, you have to bring towards the green financing. You have to think about the green investments. You have to adapt the significance of the green corporate governance behavior. So I think these are the new dial-ups. Looking into my international engagement, I was the part of the Reading University as one of the voice from Pakistan. The entire university, they have this realization that how we have to articulate our articulation, how my research have the articulation towards the sustainability, you have to go for indexation. How my academic endeavors, my degree programs, they have the articulation with the industry. So in fact, they have a new advocacy. We always speak high about the advocacy of the academia corporate advocacy. But the new advocacy, that is, we have to bring the significance that is more towards a sustainable advocacy. So this realization is very important. So consistent with this global perspective, what's happening in the Silicon Valley, they have changed the definition of the VC. The new definition, that is the venture capital. 1/3 venture capital of the entire world that has been capitalized at one planet, that is the Silicon Valley. You think about Plaxis, you think about the business incubations, you think about the different IT incubations, IT Plaxis are there. You think about who is the latest scientific drive, everything is coming from the Silicon Valley. They are going by design. Silicon Valley, that is one of the venture of the University of Stanford. University, they are bringing the application. University, they are bringing the mapping. University, they are bringing the articulation. They are coming by design. Silicon Valley is the part of the California. They just have the validation of one point, how the assets under management, AUM. If I want to see what is the AUM of Islamabad, I need to find out how the private and public equity and debt financing that is being capitalized to acquire assets. They have only one point. They performed analytics. They want to see how the AUM, how the assets under management of California that has been financed. And to the best of their findings, as the data mining, they have the understanding that green financing, green investment, it is not the consciousness of the people. So then they have taken the drive that we have to bring a literacy program. It is not your financial literacy only. We have to educate our investors, we have to educate our common man, we have to educate our economic and financial users. Your navigation, that should be a sustainable financial literacy programs. We speak high about the tax literacy, we speak high about the inclusiveness, but you have to think about the inclusiveness of the sustainability as well. So you have to bring every watch that is by design, otherwise it's not possible we clap with one finger. You have to clap with 5 fingers, only then we can realize the impact, and it's only possible with the assurance of the sustainability. You have to close the loop, only then we can realize the impact. So bringing a flight that is coming from the World Business Roundtable, 2019, they have the realization that we are taking the oath, that being the top 200 CEOs of the American listed companies, if we are giving this realization, that we are responsible for the protection of the every stakeholder as a custodian. So I think this realization we have to bring forward. The Silicon Valley, it's giving another lens. We have to change the habits of the people. We have to change the behavioral aspect of the students. The World Investment Week, they're going to have the celebrations. The thematic area they have taken, that how we have to bring a sustainable behavior of the investors. So from this perspective, everything is coming by design. Yes, we have the understanding. We speak high about the SDGs, we speak high about the UNPRI, but it's a rubric. you have to articulate, you have to bring this mapping. So it's only possible where we have to reshape the real economy with the understanding of the environmental, social governance, MSCI, that is your rating agency, that gives your rating to the sustainability disclosures of the company. You have to teach, you have to educate, you have to develop a plex, you have to develop a sustainability center of excellence. You have to bring this understanding to the people that how this indexation that has been developed, what are the indicators? If I want to see my exposure towards the environment, what it adds to the environmental pollution. Pakistan being declared one of the most vulnerable country to the climate change. We are taking different initiatives, but we are not being capitalized. The voice of the voices that we receive on the platform of the United Nations recently, they are speaking high about the climate change. So if we are taking these solo flights and we start thinking about, yes, we have to set a navigation, but we are not going by design. So believe me, it's not going to add impact, and this impact is not sustainable. So we have to reshape the real economy with the significance of the sustainability. It's a very integrative approach. So we have to think about the innovations. I was recently looking into the BRICS chapter. The BRICS economic plex is there, having a representation of the Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. BRICS Summit 2023, they have two path-breaking initiatives. The first one, they have the understanding that we have to establish BRICS AI, Center of Excellence. Since our foreign exchange, our speculation, our volatilities of the market, that is more vulnerable to the international economic pressures, to the international exchange rate volatilities, how we have to safeguard, how we have to bring the mitigation, how we have to bring the hedging for that. So they are looking into the development of their AI. So with the application of AI, with the application of the GAN models, your generative AI, so they want to bring the prediction, the accuracies of their financial decision. End of the day, you are the custodian of information. If information have a quality, if information that brings a meanings to you, so then you can bring the impact. So this realization is more important. From the perspective of the leadership once again, I don't want to see the leadership. They are sitting with the blank eyes. You are not acclimatized with the new age. You have to acclimatize with the new age. You have to see the new perspective. You should have the new dial-ups. So without having the perspective in your understanding, how you can find the articulation, it's not possible. So with this perspective, on the one side, the agenda of the BRICS economies, they realize the significance of AI. They are speaking higher about the application of this artificial intelligence, how we can bring the impact, and this impact would be sustainable, because we have to improve their predictions. We have to bring the accuracy of their decision making. And end of the day, now hypothetically, they have coined the idea of the BRICS currency as well. So definitely, the world is moving into the futuristic direction. There is only two way forwards. One is the application of AI. Second is you have to bring the integration of sustainability. There is no other option left.